Hey guys, it's Stephen O'Brien here. I just wanted to shoot this quick video where we're going to speak a bit about the benefits of CrossFit and how it can actually not just affect you just for today, but it can actually affect you for the rest of your life. So today it's all based about optimum performance and talking a little bit about nutrition at a cellular level. Also, we're going to cover some of the main diseases that are around today and some of the causes and how you can actually prevent this kind of stuff going on. So to get you going, so first of all, what we're really going to talk about is a couple of different things here. So first of all, we're going to go through some of the benefits of CrossFit for today and also for tomorrow. Next, we're going to go through a little bit of the health of the population. We'll go through some of the diseases and some of the main causes of diseases at the moment. Also about obviously what needs to be done to help prevent this kind of diseases happening. Also what I want to do is I just want to share a quick story about one of my clients, Graham. So we're going to share a bit of story about him. We'll talk a little bit about oxidative stress and how this affects the body. And basically then we're going to talk about a solution to maintaining your health and vitality at a cellular level. So before I start off, I'll just give you a little bit of background about me. I've been working as a personal trainer for over 4 years now. So working in the health industry, basically just trying to help people get a better understanding for their own health, for their own nutrition, and help them towards their goals, whether it be weight loss, bulking up, want to build up their strength, confidence, whatever it may be, just trying to work with people just to try and make a difference to their life. So a couple of people I've worked with so far is on the far side there we got Graham. He's actually the guy we're going to tell a story about in a while. So as you can see, he's made a massive transformation through his body. He's lost a lot of weight along the way, but we'll hear a little bit more about him later. And here we got another one of my clients, Guillaume is his name. So as you can see, he's also gone through a fairly big body transformation. This was actually only done in 12 weeks. He took part in the Max's Muscle Up Challenge, which was basically a 12-week body transformation challenge that he decided to take on. He did put in a lot of work, a lot of dedication, and it was all basically down to simple things: exercise right and eat right. So he actually won that challenge, and he picked himself up a nice check of $10,000. So it just shows you how fast you can actually change your body in such a little amount of time once you put in that dedication. So myself, I have gone through a little journey as well myself. I wasn't always fit, I wasn't always healthy. As you can see there, I did go down the road of eating crap, drinking all the time, didn't look after myself, didn't look after my body. There was many times where I just see these deals on in McDonald's or Burger King, and it's just like a quick fix. Oh, get in there, you get 2 for 1 in burgers, whatever it may be. Little did I know that these burgers were adding no value to my body whatsoever. It was basically just putting on weight, adding to me feeling more tired, more run down, not comfortable with myself, not comfortable with my body. So I did go through this transformation. It did take a bit of time. The reason it took a bit of time was because there was lack of knowledge. So this was over a few years. And of course, I did take on CrossFit. Once I started doing CrossFit style training, I made a massive progression through my results. As you can see here, this is just doing one of a deadlifting movement. Managed to build up a lot of strength doing through those. On the far side there, where it says after 3,000 burpees, that was actually for a fundraiser I did for a guy who actually broke his neck diving into the sea, hit a sandbank, broke his neck. So I've just decided to do something good for the community. So, but because of CrossFit and this started training and the intensiveness and good nutrition, I was actually able to complete 3,000 burpees. It did take me about 7 hours, 40 minutes to do this, which is a long, long time, and still hate burpees today, and they never ever get easy. But anyway, that's just a little bit about me. So basically, what is CrossFit? Well, it's constantly varied, high intense functional movements. So what do we mean by that? And constantly varied means stuff is constantly changing all the time. You're always doing something different. And the whole aspect behind CrossFit is that you are always doing something different, because in everyday life you're not always doing the same stuff over and over. So this is why we constantly vary it up all the time. We're always doing something different. Majority of people go to the gym, they just do their back and buys and they do their same routine over and over again, and it's not really functional in a way. It's not really working with today's society and what you actually do. The next part, the high intense. Yes, CrossFit is intense. It does push you hard and you do get really good gains from it. But this conditioning part, you're going to strengthen your heart, you're going to strengthen your lungs, you're going to get fitter, you're going to get faster. So it all comes into play, and it all relates back then to having that healthier life, that you're going to last longer, live longer. And the last part then, functional movements. So we do a lot of pushing, pulling, lifting stuff up, pressing stuff overhead. And again, it all comes back down to simple things: picking stuff off the floor, putting stuff up on a shelf, pulling stuff, pushing stuff. These are all movements that we do in everyday life. So this is why CrossFit relates to things that you do every day. So basically, a lot of people focus on what they're doing for today, whether it be the weight loss, where they want to get stronger, they want to get fitter for something, they want to run a marathon in a couple of months' time. So people focus on that. So what I want to just kind of get you to realize a bit as well is that it's not just about today, it's also about tomorrow. And when I mean tomorrow, I mean when you're like this, over 80 years old, you're still able to move, you're still able to push stuff, pull stuff. And you don't want to get to an age where you're relying on someone else to look after you. You want to be, well, for me anyway, I always want to be able to try and look after myself. So that's why I think it's really important that you are focusing on your future and it's not just about now. So here's a picture from CrossFit Longevity. This CrossFit gym only works with people over 50 years of age. So I think that's pretty impressive there. So hopefully when I'm that age I'll be able to do the same. So we'll just quickly jump on to the health crisis in Australia. So I'm in Australia at the moment, so that's why it's based around the Australian health crisis. But again, this is a worldwide thing. This isn't just here in Australia. If you look at it, cancer rates are up, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer rates. Everything is all on the rise, but the main factor related to all of them is that it's all diet and lifestyle related stuff. And the big thing about this is that it can be significantly reduced, and all people need to do is just simple things: eat healthier, exercise more. That's what it all comes down to. So we move on from there. So like it says there's over 900,000 Australians suffering from diabetes, and that's probably after rising up way up by now. And it's not just diabetes, it's heart attack, stroke, vascular disease. All these diseases are on the rise and they're all coming up, and it's all basically down to people not eating the right foods. There's too much fast food going around, it's too easy for people. People are seeing the fast food out, they're getting home, they're tired from work and they go, oh, I'll just run in and grab something, whatever, maybe a burger, some chips. And you even see advertised on TV now at the moment that, oh, you get a family pack now for 20 bucks or whatever it may be, and people are just seeing that, oh, you save a few dollars here, but all they're doing is loading their bodies up with complete crap. There's no value to the food at all. It's not actually doing anything good for your body. Another thing as well is that people just aren't exercising enough. They're not only eating crap, but they're not exercising enough on top of that. And like it says that over 2/3 of men and around 3/4 of women were assessed as having a low level of exercise or being sedentary. The proportion of people with a sedentary lifestyle has not changed substantially over the past decade or so. So not only are people eating crap, but they're also being lazy. And this sedentary lifestyle, people have now moved from being in active jobs to more working in jobs where they're sitting at a desk all day, they're constantly in a seated position for most of the day, whether it's be they wake up in the morning after sleeping all night, they get up, they jump on a bus or a train, they could spend half an hour to an hour to get to the work, they get into work, they're sitting down all day long, probably munching on some crap all the way throughout the day, they jump on a bus, train, get back home, sit down, have their dinner, stay sitting, watch TV, get to bed, next day comes, they repeat it all over again. So with a lifestyle like this, obviously you're not going to get fitter, you're not going to start losing weight, it's going to be quite the opposite actually, you're going to start putting on weight, especially eating crap as well. So stuff like this, here we have some diabetes, it's all related to too much bad fats and too much sugar. So when it comes to fats, there's a lot of things about it, and people are saying, oh, I can't have fat, and they see something fat-free, oh, I'll go for this. But actually, fats are actually good for you, but there's like a good fat and a bad fat. So here's some of the good fats, the monounsaturated fats. So you got olive oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, all the different oils, nuts, avocados, which are all really good for you. Trying to get some seeds, trying to have every day. So fish are really good. They're really good, full of good fats, full of omega-3s. So it is really important that you do get these good fats into your body. They help with inflammation. They also help with your brain functioning as well. We'll have a quick look at some of the bad fats, which are called saturated fats and trans fats. These are the fats that are on meats. So butters, cheese. But as well, when you look at fats, you're also looking at stuff like biscuits, bread, cookies, all these kind of stuff, because they're going to all have bad carbohydrates in them as well, so which is going to lead to you putting on more body fat. Cholesterol, that's another big one that's on the rise. Again, this is all related back to having bad fats in your body. As you can see here, over 50% of adults have high blood cholesterol. Research shows that if you lower your blood LDL cholesterol, you will lower your risk of heart disease and stroke. So basically what's happened here is your blood vessels are getting clogged up. The blood is eventually going to stop being able to flow through your body, which can lead to a heart attack on top of that. So it's about having these little things in mind that, like we were saying earlier, it's not about training for today or looking after your body for today, it's looking after your body for the rest of your life. Dementia, that's another big one that's on the rise. Dementia, so as people are getting older, and it's all diet related again, the people are getting older, their bodies aren't functioning properly, their brains aren't functioning properly, and they're getting to a stage where they can't even remember who their family are. They're just living their life away in their own little world, and whether it be your parents or your grandparents, and you're trying to speak to them and they don't even know who you are. So you got to think about, is that something that you like to happen to you? Would you like to get to a stage where you can't even remember who your kids are? So, and like it says here, by 2050 the total number of Australians with dementia will be over 730,000. That's over 2.8% of the population. So some of the main causes there are blood pressure, blood sugars, overweight, inflammation, cortisol, stress, genetics, sedentary lifestyle. Again, that's all coming back to lack of exercise and lack of good nutrition. So another thing that's on the rise is osteoporosis. This is highly related to your nutrition and what you're putting into your body. It's also related to exercise. So what osteoporosis actually is when your bones start to degenerate, they start to get brittle. So there has actually been a lot of old people found dead in their homes or apartments, because what happens is they'll try and walk along, they'll trip, they'll fall, they'll break a hip because they've got osteoporosis, just that little touch will break it. They're lying on the floor, they can't get up, they can't call for help, and they basically just die on the floor, which is a horrible experience, but it's the kind of stuff that's happening. Ways to strengthen up your bones would be to basically, you want to fuel yourself properly, you want to have the right nutrition, you want to be putting the right nutrients into your bones to keep them strong. Also as well, exercise by doing weights is really good for osteoporosis. All these push movements, by putting strain on the muscle, it puts strain on the bone, which again strengthens the bones. So that's another thing to look at for later in life. So basically, it's simple. What needs to be done? As I said before, everything here is all diet related and it's all exercise related. So it's pretty simple. People need to exercise more, get moving more, and also people need to start eating healthy. And this is where it all comes back to fruits, your vegetables, and trying to get as many fruits and veg into your body every single day. So So a lot of times we do get people saying, oh, I'm eating healthy, I'm eating this, I'm eating that. But what a lot of people don't actually realise is that there's hidden sugars everywhere. Like, for example, someone has chili con carne, or bolognese sauce, whatever it is, but again, you're having all these things that are full of sugar. Ketchup, that's another thing that's full of sugar. Juices, 100% natural juice. You can see that on all these cartons, but little do people understand that there's actually hidden sugars and all these kind of things. And obviously Red Bull, Coca-Cola, these fizzy drinks are going to be loaded up with sugar as well on top of that. This, Volvic, lemon and lime water. A lot of people that think that's going to be healthy, it's just a flavoured water. Look how much sugar is inside in it. So that's just something to realise. It all comes down to try and understand your food a bit more. So this is Graham. I just wanted to quickly talk about him. So Graham was one of my clients. He trained with me, he still trains with me, but he's been training with me now for quite a while. But once he started, he was overweight, he was obese, he was a type 2 diabetic. And as you can see there, too much of this led to this. So basically he spent years eating crap. He used to love his tequila, eating pizzas, eating chips, eating burgers, did not really care about where his health was going. Didn't really understand that he was actually overweight, which is something I do understand that a lot of people don't actually realise at what stage they're at until something happens. So what happened, Graham, was he woke up one morning and his eyesight was gone blurry. So he said he'd get a checkup. He went into the doctors and they said that to get to the hospital straight away, because he was so close to having a heart attack or a stroke, that because of his overweight and his obesity, and they also realised that he was a diabetic. So turned out anyway he was 118 kilos, he had high blood pressure, he was put on insulin injections and also medication to try and lower it straight away. So he went on a bit of a journey. He started exercise. When I first met him, he was really hesitant to train with me. I approached him on a treadmill. He was just walking on the treadmill, and I went up and I just asked him a few questions. Would he be interested in learning a few things that he could may implement into his training or into his health? So he was pretty hesitant to start up with me, and I said, look, just come along. I'll give you a free session. I'll show you some stuff. We can have a chat. Maybe it suits you, maybe it doesn't. All I was trying to do is just trying to help him. So lucky for Graham, he did decide to train with me. So he trained with me for quite a while, and we did 2 to 3 sessions a week. We started doing CrossFit training, which was all, like we were saying earlier, it's all about functional training. It's done at high intense. Again, when I say high intense, obviously high intense for me and high intense for someone else is going to be something different. So it's always about working at someone's own ability levels. So we took Graham on this journey. We had a chat about his nutrition. I also put him on something called Juice Plus, which is like a natural organic nutrient booster. We'll have a chat about that later, but it was basically just kind of fruits and veg in a capsule. And he started taking that. Within 3 weeks, his body actually started changing. He came off his insulin. And he was basically on a road to recovery, which he did not think would be possible at the time, but he was told that 20% of people actually get a chance to turn their life back around. And it's not 20% of people do it. The only reason 20% of people do it is because they say, right, my life's in danger, I need to do something about it. The other 80% go, okay, I'm taking this medication, this is going to sort me out for the rest of their life. They go, right, take my insulin, that sorts out my blood sugar, that means I can still eat crap. Eat crap, inject, eat crap, inject. That's what a lot of people go with. So Graham took on the challenge, he started training hard. We went through a lot of different phases with his training. Some overhead squats there. Built up to, when we first did this movement, the deadlift, he was lifting maybe, I don't know, 60, no, not even that, about 40 to 50 kilos. There you go, he's got 150 kilos on that there, deadlifting. Recently, he's actually done 165 kilos. That's his new 1 rep max. And every day he's getting fitter and stronger. So he joined basically the 20% club by eating clean, staying away from processed foods, staying away from fizzy drinks, anything that would affect his body from recovering itself. This is basically what his shopping looked like every week. He has his fruit, he has his vegetable, he has his kale. He's addicted to kale, by the way, which isn't a bad thing. So he's got all these natural foods here. He's also got his Juice Plus, which he takes daily and which he swears by now. And this is basically what cured him. This is medicine for the fridge, or medicine for the body, really. Natural medicine for the body. This is something that everybody should be eating daily, which people just aren't. So I put a question to you: how many fruits and vegetables do you eat a day? Honestly, when I come across people in the gym or when I'm speaking to people, I always try and find out how many portions of fruits and veg they eat. And it turns out that less than 5% of people actually eat enough fruits and veg. So how many should we eat? Well, over here in Australia, the government recommends that you eat anywhere between that you eat 5 servings of vegetables a day and 2 servings of fruit. And these vegetables and fruit, they're raw fruits and vegetables. The reason why you want to have raw fruits and veg is because all fruits, or anything that's alive, contains something called frequency, which is the energy source in the food or in a person or wherever it may be. Any living source has frequency. So when you eat something that has frequency, your body absorbs it. So your body basically absorbs the energy. But if you eat something that doesn't have frequency, your body uses energy. But that's for another video. So anyway, what they recommend here is 5 portions of veg a day, 2 portions of fruit. Actually what people should be eating is anywhere between 9 and 13 servings a day. And the reason for that is all to do with oxidative stress and free radical damage, which we'll get onto in a minute. So over here, so the government actually have a campaign called the Go for 2 and 5. And they've got a website here, www.gofor2and5.com.au. You can actually jump onto that website, and there's lots of recipes there, and it just talks a little bit about the campaign. But it's all basically down to eating more fruits and veg. Just trying to hit that minimum every single day. 7 portions of fruits and veg daily. So now we're going to talk a little bit about nutrition at a cellular level. So when I talk about cellular level, I'm talking about getting right deep into the core of your body. So your body's made up of all these cells. In your body there's well over 1 trillion cells. So if you can fuel your cells right, that means you're going to fuel the rest of your body right. If your cells aren't working properly, that means you're not going to be working properly, which is going to lead to disease, lead to sickness, and all the other illnesses that come along with that. So first of all, we'll talk about the mitochondria. Mitochondria is something that's inside in your cells, and it's basically like an energy pocket inside, or a powerhouse of the cell, as they call it here, which basically produces energy from sugar that's brought out into your cells. So if your body isn't being fueled, if your cells aren't being fueled properly, that means your mitochondria isn't going to be fueled properly. And when this happens, if your cells aren't functioning properly, they're going to start to break down. They're going to start to it's going to start to die on you, which is what leads to the aging process and diseases on top of that. So just one other thing: when your body creates this energy inside the free radicals, inside the mitochondria, your body, the energy actually has a byproduct, and it's called free radicals. So, say for example, if you took a bite out of an apple, and you just left it in the air where the oxygen hits it, you'll have it's something called oxidative stress, and this is the same thing that free radicals does to your cells. It causes oxidative stress on it. But just like if you had a log on fire and you burnt it, the smoke coming off would be the byproduct of the burning log. Whereas if you have a mitochondria that's firing up, full of energy, you have a byproduct called free radicals. So effects of free radicals. So like I just said about the apple, that's as an apple starts to go brown, this is an effect of free radical damage to the apple. What actually happens is this byproduct from the mitochondria, called the free radical, leaves the cell, and it goes in search of another cell to attack, and so it basically attacks other cells, and once it attacks the cells, it's called oxidative stress, which is basically rusting of the cell. So basically we're going to talk quickly about oxidative stress causes mitochondrial dysfunction. So if your mitochondria isn't working, that means your energy levels are going to be low and everything else about you is going to start slowly breaking down. So oxidative stress damages your DNA, which is basically your blueprint of your body. It decays the inner membrane, which is just another part of the cell. So it starts eating into that, which causes lack of energy. So your mitochondria stops to create energy in your body. And it also, because this is happening, it creates even more free radicals, which attack more cells in your body. So when your cells start to break down, that's actually the aging process as well. So if you want to slow down your aging process, which I know a lot of people would like to do, it's also coming back to providing proper nutrients for those cells. Inflammation, oxidative stress also induces inflammation, and inflammation also induces more oxidative stress on the body, which again will lead to breaking down the cells, which means to breaking down your immune system. When your immune system gets weak, you're so much more susceptible to more diseases, more illness, more bacteria getting into your body and attacking your cells. So what normally happens for people when they're exercising, they start to fuel their body with energy dense foods such as something called macronutrients, which are fats, proteins and carbs. So the only thing about this is that you're hitting your body in a macro in a larger scale, so you're not really fueling your cells, and a lot of athletes will actually have a weak immune system because of this, because they're skipping the most important part. They're more about fueling their body to build bigger muscle and trying to recover a bit better, but they're not actually providing proper nutrients for their cells. So next up we'll talk a little bit about micronutrients. So these are basically this is what's going to provide your body with getting your body to function properly, keeping those diseases away, strengthening up those immune system, allowing a lot better recovery, slowing down the aging process and everything else that comes with it. So micronutrients is your vitamins, your minerals and your nutrients. So like I was saying earlier about your body needs between 9 to 13 servings a day of fruits and vegetables, and this relates back to then about all these diseases. It also relates to people having that sedentary lifestyle, that they're not exercising enough, they're not eating properly, and they're having stressful lives, their sleeping patterns going out of whack, people are smoking, people are drinking too much, and all this kind of stuff, it all relates again to more oxidative stress on the body. So how to counterbalance all this oxidative stress is antioxidants. Now I'm sure you've all probably heard of antioxidants before. So where do antioxidants come from? There you go, fruits and vegetables. In the plant kingdom alone, there's over 15,000 phytonutrients. If you look at a single apple, there's over 350 different phytonutrients in there. I'm not sure if I've got a picture. No, I don't. So in a single apple, you've got over 350 phytonutrients, and it's having all these nutrients inside your body working together in synergy that actually gets your body to start functioning properly. There's a really good video out there by Dr. Terry Wales. It's on TED Talks, and so she's a doctor and she's like a really high up doctor, and she develops MS, and so she's been surrounded by all these really qualified doctors as well around the place, and what she did was she actually started to get worse, even though she was on the best medication they could give her. So she got worse and worse, ended up in a wheelchair, then got to a stage where she couldn't even sit in a normal wheelchair, had to sit in a declined wheelchair. So she started doing a bit of study on the brain and came up with a diet of how to fuel your mitochondria. And basically all she did was she quit all medication. She started on this diet. She started to eat lots and lots and lots of fruits and veg daily, and that's all she ate. Within 3 weeks, she was back out of her wheelchair. A couple of months later, she was walking with walking sticks, and then she dropped the walking sticks. Then she got on a bike, and then she was running. And now, if you watch that video, you see that she's standing on stage, no problem whatsoever. So it all comes back to the importance and the power of fruits and vegetables. So a lot of people do understand that they're not getting enough fruits and veg into their body, and that they are maybe lacking something and they want something to pick up their energy. So what normally happens is people do turn to something like a supplement, maybe something like a multivitamin or something like that, something to try and get those extra vitamins and stuff into your body. And the only thing with multivitamins is that they're basically man-made, they're synthetic, all they do is they get chemicals and they try to replicate what's in fruits and veg. So they stick all these chemicals together and they go and they make all these different vitamins. But like I said a while ago, in a single apple there's over 350. So if you have a whole bunch of different fruits and veg, you're going to have thousands of different phytonutrients inside there. So there's no way that they can actually replicate all these thousands of different things that's actually in these fruits and veg. So all they do is they stick to the vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin B, whatever it may be. So these are some of the more popular brands. So you got Baraka, as you can see the effectiveness score out of 100. So like Baraka is 3.2 out of 100. The highest one on this chart is the Blackmore's Woman's Sustained Release, which is a multivitamin, 13.3. The lowest one we have here is Nature's Own Daily Multivitamin and Mineral, 0.6. So what actually happens here is that you take these multivitamins, your body doesn't even recognize it as a real food because it's not real food, and most of the time your body just passes it straight through you. So your urine will turn yellow and it's just basically going to have an expensive piss. So so from there, here we have the apple. So I know you probably can't see it in the video, but this is everything that's actually inside the apple compared to actually what's on a multivitamin label. You might have 10, 15 max on a multivitamin label, whereas this is one single apple, 350. So imagine if you had an apple, an orange, a pear, whatever it may be, and loads of veggies on top of that. You're going to have thousands. So this is what I actually recommend to people. It's something called Juice Plus. Juice Plus is a natural. They do try a lot of time to have organic, and it's basically just a nutrient booster. So like the multivitamin, they try to replicate what's in fruits and veg. What the Juice Plus do, they take fruits and veg, they dehydrate it to remove the water, but they do it at a low temperature to maintain that the nutrients are still alive in it. And once they do that, they just mix up all the different fruits and veg and chop them up into a powder and stick that powder straight into a capsule. So instead of taking something synthetic, you can actually take something that's natural. And this is actually classed as a food because the only thing missing between this and real food is the water. And it says the next best thing to fruits and veg. So this does not, or any other supplement out there will never ever replace the real thing of fruits and veg. This basically bridges your nutritional gap. So if you want something to support your body at a cellular level, that wants to get down there, feed your mitochondria, make sure those cells are functioning and working properly, then this is something you should definitely consider looking into. It's as you can see here, you got your synthetic versus your whole food. So what's in Juice Plus? It's fruit and veg capsules. It's got 17 different fruits, vegetables and grains, and it comes together in a convenient vegetarian capsule, which is easy to swallow. The biggest thing about Juice Plus is the research. So I'm not just going about by me saying, oh, you should look into trying this. This is actually the research that's behind it. They've got the highest standard of research of any product out there. There's been a couple of studies here done to prove that it reduces DNA damage, which is basically aging process. It reduces oxidative stress, so like we talked about earlier, about the rusting of your cells, the damage of the cells. And like we talked about, that oxidative stress is related to a lot of most diseases out there, and can be reduced with more fruits and veg. So this is something that the product is actually proven to help with oxidative stress. It reduces inflammation. There's a couple more studies to show that it helps to support a healthy immune system, strengthens your immune system. That means all those colds and flus when the winter comes along will end up vanishing forever. It improves cardiovascular performance. So it basically opens up your arteries a bit more, so it allows oxygen to get in. So what are all the benefits from Juice Plus? You get delivered key antioxidants and other phytonutrients that are absorbed by the body. Reduces oxidative stress, so we talked about that a lot. It reduces biomarkers of systemic inflammation. Supports your healthy immune system. Protects your DNA, which is basically protecting your cells, stopping your slowing down the aging process. Supports your cardiovascular, supports healthy skin, and supports healthy gums. So, also what's really good about this company is that kids get it for free. If you got kids between the age of 4 and 18, what they can do is they can go on the Children's Health Study program. So this is a program that has been going on for years. There's well over 300,000 or 400,000 kids have tried this already. So what they do is they have like a chewable version of Juice Plus, which is just like a gummy form. So kids just eat it, it's just like a sweet for them, and they're getting all these rich nutrients into their body. So there has been a lot of research done on this as well, and it's actually shown that kids taking this, they miss less days in school, and they have less trips to the doctor. They're more inclined to eat more fruits and vegetables just because they're loading their body up with something really rich and really good for you, that the body craves more, and they start to eat better foods, they start to drink more water, they're not as hyperactive, so their body does start to really function properly. And even as well, there's been shown to prove that it strengthens their immune system so much that when other kids in school are getting sick, these kids are feeling so much better and they don't even pick up these bugs that are going around. So that's just the Children's Health Study program. So we also have Juice Plus Complete, which is a vegetarian macronutrient shake, which is really good for use as a meal replacement. You can also use this as well for after your trainings to help with recovery. So like we spoke about earlier, the Juice Plus is a micronutrient supplement, and the shake is a macronutrient supplement. What I normally do with my shake is I'll get some berries and I throw it in with it. Put some spinach, a little bit of kale, some chia seeds, flax seeds. So you're making up this really rich nutrient shake, and you can just have it for breakfast, lunch, after training. It's completely up to you. So it's pretty awesome stuff. And that's basically our presentation. So guys, I hope you got a little bit something from, or I hope you got something from that, and you did enjoy that bit of a presentation. So what I'd like to do is I'm just going to stick the Juice Plus website underneath this video. So if you're watching this through YouTube, you can click on the link below, check it out. And guys, I'll hopefully catch you soon, and hopefully be able to provide you with a bit more information on health, nutrition, or whatever else videos may have. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Click that link below, and I shall catch you soon.